Alrighty, well, hello everybody, and welcome back once again to the Hunter Call of the Wild. It is July 2024. We have several maps to choose from that we can pick our favorites from, which was a recent discussion in an official EW stream, so I figured I would take this chance to tell you guys about my top 5, in no particular order, favorite maps. Starting off with the beautiful and gorgeous original base game Layton Lakes. I personally haven't found a map that quite beats Layton Lakes in what it offers, mostly for nostalgia factor. And don't get me wrong, Layton Lakes was not a map that came from the Hunter Classic like Hirschfelden was. I really think Layton is one of the best things they've ever done. And it was right from the start. You've got your iconic and completely unique to this map black-tailed deer. You've got the Roosevelt elk. There used to be, I think, 1 or 2 more species that were unique to Layton Lakes before they did the backfilling of species with the New England Mountains release. But the black-tailed deer are phenomenal. They really are. They do need a rework because they look kind of flat texturally in comparison to the whitetail and the moose and the black bear since they had their reworks done. I really think the blacktail need a little bit of love, but I think that Layton is fantastic. And another thing on the black-tailed deer, I really wish that if or when we in the future get a black-tailed deer great one, we get the Legacy Diamond Rack as a great one rack variation. I'd love that. But the other species, completely native to Layton Lakes and only on Layton still, is our Roosevelt elk. I love these. I love the elk species as a whole, both the Roosevelt and the Rocky Mountain elk. I think they're fantastic, but as far as Layton goes as a map, the animals on it cover class 1, 2, 4, 7, and 8, which is a pretty decent spread, and as far as like predators go, the only thing you really have to worry about is the bear kind of sometimes go aggressive and the moose go aggressive. But moving on, we have the one, the only Alaskan Yukon Valley. Not quite Alaska, but like, you get the picture. Starting off, I run into one of the 3 iconic and unique Yukon species, the grizzly bear. It is a pretty small level 3 male grizzly bear, but the 300 AR has no problem getting in not 1 but 2 shots as that bear tries to figure out which direction he's going to turn and run away. But Yukon Valley, super iconic. And even though some of the species have since been backfilled elsewhere, there's really the 2 that I'm going to showcase that make me think of Yukon Valley more than anything. So your official unique species for this map are the caribou, the grizzly bear, and the harlequin duck. The class coverage for this map covers class 1, 2, 6, 8, and 9. And like, I don't know how you beat how pretty this map is. Like, it's the Alaska, Canadian, Yukon Valley. So pretty. And when this map came out, it gave us the original bolt action 4-round 300. Like, it's just one of those maps. Like, everybody recommended new players getting Yukon just to get the 300. I was recommending Yukon because it was a fun map and I loved it. But another species that needs some love, the grizzly bear. The grizzly bear and the blacktail both need a little bit of love. They need a little bit of a rework. They need some touching up. The grizzly bear, I think it's mostly in the face. Black-tailed deer, I think it's just kind of an overall general fix-up. But the second species I wanted to show off, which is no longer a Yukon exclusive, is the gray wolves. I know that they have been backfilled to Medved, but I feel like the gray wolves were like the iconic Yukon species for me. Like, I got the chance here to find a pack of wolves resting calm. They weren't aggressive, they were like a little bit downwind, And I had never gotten the opportunity to take one in the sitting position to get a look at that on the harvest screen, so I specifically wanted to do that. But they're such a cool animal. I've clearly got some frame rate issues. They all went aggressive at this point. And I was using the 308 AR, which is super great on like the low recoil. Those 5 rounds where I've got a full pack of like, what, 7 aggressive wolves all coming after me now? A little short. I kind of wish that I had packed the 10 mil for this trip now. But we got the job done. We took care of it. We only got munched on, I think, once. We actually ended up with a full pack elimination during this, which I usually don't come out of in one piece. I'm shocked I made it through this. I kind of skimmed through the collection process, that way you didn't have to watch everything, but we got our level 2 female, our level 1 female, we had a level 6 male, had a level 8 mythical, we had the female that I got in the sitting position, which I do really like that. We heart shot her. Very cool. Their nails could use a trim. And then we had the 5 medium male that I had to go back for, and a level 3 female, and then a level 7 male. Great map. Love it. Moving on. We have the glorious Silver Ridge piece. The first map to give us Turkey. The first map, I think, to have a non-drinking species that wasn't like a rabbit or a bird for a while. Granted, that was not an initial thing. That came later. But for Silver Ridge Peaks, your animals are going to cover classes 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9. And as of right now, the exclusive species to this map is your mountain goat, your Rocky Mountain elk, and technically the mountain lion. The mountain lion one, I'm a little 50-50 on whether that one counts as exclusive, because I know that it's a different name as a puma on Parquet, but it's the same model, same scoring, the same fur variations, the same pretty much everything across the board except for the name. I'm 50-50 on if that differentiates, but this was the first map that also gave us mule deer. And they used to be class 6, now they're class 5. These things are so cool. They're so cool to hunt. I hope one day I get the chance to real life hunt mule deer in the Rocky Mountains. That's like one of my hunting goals for real life. This map is incredible, great views. It makes me wish that render was a little bit bigger, because you'll get to these areas like where I'm sitting. I'm sitting in a tripod, but you'll get to these areas where you can see so far, but like the reality of render distance is it just can't see that far. And like, I totally understand, like there's limitations with the engine, with the way that the game was made from the get-go back in 2017. I understand that. I really hope that in the future, maybe a couple years down the line, when they make a, I don't know, remastered Call of the Wild, or if they decide to make a completely new game, I really hope that they can explore a different engine that gives them the render distance that we see in like Way of the Hunter, where you can shoot animals at 1,000 meters away. I hope that that's something that we get to explore. I would also like to see the felines have retracted claws. But anyway, moving on to the next map, which I think is the most beginner friendly. Might just be my opinion. That's totally up for debate anyway. We have Te Awaroa, which I just call Te because I struggle with pronunciation. So the first thing that we're going to take a look at, for the most part of this, is just going to be the Sika deer, because Te only has 2 exclusive species. It has the chamois and the Sika. Chamois do not drink, but I think it's a really great chill map. It's good for beginners. There's no predators that are going to spook anything, but your animal classes coverage wise is going to be class 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I think it's a great map. I don't know how I feel necessarily about the backfilling technically of the mallard duck to Tay from Layton. I kind of wish that there weren't ducks on this map because they're kind of distracting. It's almost like overwhelming when you're playing the map and you're, you know, running around and you're trying to hunt other things and you just constantly hear quacking. It's a little overwhelming. I feel like Reventuli is kind of the same way, but like so much worse because there's so many bird species on Reventuli that it doesn't matter where you are, you're hearing birds, and I think that's a little overwhelming. I kind of wish that there was a couple of maps that just straight up didn't have birds other than Medved. But while I was out, I actually found this huge level 4 Sika deer. With an estimate like that, he's only a few points shy of being like a guaranteed diamond, but he's a level 4, so like my hopes weren't that high for it. But it was still really cool to see one with an estimate like that, because the last time that I had a 5 medium Sika deer on Tay, it actually trolled me, but this guy, annoyingly, scored at the very bottom of his estimate at 185, with his estimate that started at 185 beforehand. But another great thing that happened with Tay is it gave us laminated 303 bolt action rifle. I love it. I'll talk about it in my top 5 weapons, but moving on. We have the brand new, glorious, incredible, whatever word you want to use, Sunderpatan. Got our new Greatland species, the tar. I really do love this map. And it's part of the reason that I chose to do this video in a top 5 but no particular order, because I can't definitively tell you that this is my favorite map. I can't. I really can't. But I can tell you that I do love this map. The tar are fantastic. The nilgai are so cool. I also love the encounters with the snow leopards up in the mountains where you just run across tracks or you just hear it giving you a warning call or even a mating call on occasion. Just super cool. The Tibetan fox, they're super, super unique faces. Like, this map has 13 species. 10 of them are completely unique to this map. But this map covers class 1, 2, 3, 4, and then class 6 and 9. And with the class 9 animals, I think there's, what, 3, 4 of them? Because you have your yak, you have your tiger, you have your water buffalo. Am I missing one? Probably, maybe. Honestly, I don't know. This map is so good. And not only that, the diversity of not just species, but the diversity on this map of the terrain. You've got your lowlands, tropical riverbeds filled with your red muntjac deer. And you've got your rhododendron forest, which is like loaded with black buck everywhere and water buffalo all over the place. And then you have your Himal Mountains, where the yak, the tar, the snow leopard, like, it's just an incredible map. I cannot still definitively say if this is my absolute favorite. I really can't. But boy, is it up there. It's for sure top 5, probably top 3, but I don't know if it's top 1 or 2. That is all I have for you today. I appreciate you all for hanging out with me today. A wonderful rest of your day, but tell me what your top 5 maps are. In no particular order needed. Same as mine. I'll see you next time. Bye!